Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make this portable LED light that has white and blue and also uses Type-C PD with tripod mounts. Let's get started. Two 200 by 10 millimeters blue and white LED cubs along with 4 of their respective screws. A Type-C decoy board that is set to 12 volts. 2 white switches, the color really doesn't matter, it's all up to you. And all of the 3D printed parts. Alright, before we get started with the build, we need to test that the decoy module is actually putting out 12 volts. So what we need is a multimeter and a Type-C cable that can give out 12 volts. Alright, there's a red light on the module, and let's test. And as you can see, 12.17 volts. Alright, after we have tested for that, it's time to make the camera light. Alright, before we start to solder the decoy module and LEDs, what we want to do first is to glue on these tripod mounts at the bottom of this with super glue. Alright, after you have hammered and glued them in, it's time to get started. So, decoy module is to go right here. There's also a slide slot for it because this module does not push the Type-C port out. So there's a slot for it, so it goes in on holes. It's time to solder 2 wires to the decoy module, one for this switch and one for the other switch, so the lights can be controlled independently. Inside here right here, so alright, we pump in 1 ring wire right here towards the switch. We bend the 2 black wires because it's connecting to the top, the LED, and then this other one goes to the switch right here. Alright, so soldering for the switch now. Alright, before we do the LED soldering, we are going to screw the LED in first. Alright, choose whichever side you want to put the LED on and screw it in. Alright, future me here, before you screw down the LEDs, please glue down the decoy board and also add some glue on the terminals of the switches for insulation. Alright, after that now it's time to solder the LEDs. Alright, that's it finished. All the soldering is finished. It's time to add the front cover. Alright, before we close it and glue it up, we need to test it first. Plug in the Type-C. And there's the red light, so that means we're getting 12 volts. Alright, blue. Alright, blue is working. And white. Alright, so both of them are working. Excellent. Now it's time to add on the top cover. Now it would be good if you have a clamp to clamp down this side, because the solder on the LEDs are kind of going to break it up. Alright, so after you have glued on the front cover, you are now finished. You have created a portable light with blue and white that uses Type-C PD 12 volts and has also tripod mounts. Here you can see that it warped a little bit. It rose off the bed, but that's quite alright. Let's bring out my Type-C step down. Yeah, DC to Type-C step down, so it gives you all the PD voltages. So you put your 9 volts to 24 volt in and you get 5 volt, 9 volt, 12 volt, 15 volts or 20 volts. Right, so let's plug this in. And you see the module, it goes up to 11.6 volts. Then now we have to turn it on. Let's turn on blue first. You can see that. So blue draws about 8 watts and white draws about 8 watts as well, and together they both draw, it's not focusing, they both draw 12 watts, so 11 volts at 1.2 amps.